Is up, YouTube fitness family? We are back with the legend, Greg Doucette. We are rating exercise for you guys. Today, we are doing chest. Everybody wants to know how to get the biggest titties possible. And so we are going to give you all of the secrets and rate your favorite exercises from A to F based on how good they are for bodybuilding specifically. You excited for this?
I am, and I can tell we're going to have different theories on this because we train chest together, and so I know we're going to have some different opinions. Can't wait to see what you say.
We got to start with it, guys. We got to start with it. The barbell bench press.
A+. This is the best chest exercise you could ever do by a land mile. Don't listen to this guy. You got to be bench pressing. Bench press harder than last time. You want the titties, you got to bench press.
The bench press for me is going to get a D grade. D for bodybuilding purposes. I'm going to break this down so you meatheads can actually understand why this is a D exercise. Number one is we are trying to maximize hypertrophy at the lowest risk profile. How many people, raise your hand, in this room have hurt yourself in some capacity bench pressing?
I have no pec tears.
Have you hurt yourself in any capacity bench pressing?
I had a brief stint where it was a couple days
okay,
where I
both
had
of
to
us.
stop.
Both
so,
of
yeah,
us. So
a little bit.
You've either been injured bench pressing or you are going to get injured bench pressing. It's kind of like an inevitability.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few reasons for this. Number one is that it's like the number one like ego numerical driven exercise. I'm a bodybuilder and people don't really understand that. So when I go to the grocery store, go to the checkout line. Hey bro, how much you bench press? Walk my dog. Hey bro, how much you bench press? The lady boy I slept with in Thailand. Hey bro, how much you bench press? So that's the thing, man. It's everybody wants to know how much you bench press. So are you going to go into the gym and literally say, you know what, I'm going to do some hypertrophic bench press today and do a 6-second negative and 2-second pause? Like, no, you're going to be like, let me go heavier than last time because I want to tell my bro that I bench 405 for the first time. And you're not going to focus on good form. You're not going to focus on slow negatives. You're not going to focus on the things that actually drive hypertrophy. You're going to focus on getting that top end weight. So obviously, it's not going to have much efficacy from a bodybuilding perspective when all you're doing is chasing that 1-3-5 rep max. I love that we had different grades on this. I got fired up. I know he got fired up. Let's get on to the next exercise because I think we might be on a little bit more of the same page as we go. Let's go with Smith machine, either incline or flat press.
Smith machine. I'll let you start this one.
I'm going to rate the Smith machine press as much higher than the barbell bench press or barbell incline for the reason of just safety. So I'm going to give it a C. The only reason I'm not going to give it either an A or a B is simply because of the limited range of motion, just because like with that bar, and also you run into that same problem with the pinky tracking. So your elbows are going to track your pinky. So that's why like hammer strength or dumbbell or things like that are so efficacious, because they allow for that really nice ergonomic hand position and they track in. So with the Smith machine, you're pressing directly up. You're losing a lot of that peak contraction. Because when somebody says flex your chest, right? You don't go like this.
No.
No, you go like this. That's the reason most muscular in bodybuilding's here. It's not here.
For me, I'm giving it a C. I don't enjoy this exercise much, and for me, I don't like the way it forces me to push in the line that it's actually dictated to do so. I don't have that free ability to move the weight where I want. I find it awkward, and if I'm not going to do the bench press, which I love way more, I'm thinking, why not pick one of those machines where I can, as you said, squeeze together? So I don't like that exercise much, although it's a great exercise. Still giving it a C rating. I think there's far better exercise to choose from.
Let's go the pec deck fly. So machine fly is kind of the colloquial term.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a B+ rating. It's not and this is why I love lifting heavier weights. I want to feel that weight in my hands. I want to know that I'm lifting heavy when I'm doing a crossover or anything. I just don't think it's building as much muscle because it's not as heavy of a weight. I mean, it may not be scientific. It might not be this and that, but I really don't think that if you had two bodies, me and you, we're twins. If I do the bench press and I do these harder exercises and you just do crossovers and pec decks, I don't think you're building as much muscle as the guy that has a heavier weight and it's easier progressive overload. Not that it's bad. I think you should do both.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to...
I can't wait to see what he's going to say.
All right. Machine fly. So we're talking about the one where the handles are out in front of you. I'm going to give this one an A minus. I think flies are an extremely powerful movement pattern for building bigger pecs, more voluminous pecs. There's a few reasons for that. One, you're putting your pecs on an island. Pressing, you can utilize your lats, your triceps, your front delt. There's a lot of ancillary movers in a pressing movement. So there's a lot of guys that bench press a shit ton of weight but have a small chest because they actually press mainly with their lats. Most power lifters will even tell you and admit that the heaviest bench pressers that use like the squat suits or the bench suits,
bench shirts and
bench shirts and all that, they'll admit like I'm pressing with my lats. I'm not pressing with my chest. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually press utilizing other muscle groups. With flies, you are putting your chest on an island. And with the machine fly, it's a very safe way to get a huge stretch at the back of your rep, dig in big peak contraction through the middle of your rep. And I think that there's no reason that you can't use heavy weights on flies. I stack out the machine and I will get a 6-second negative. I will milk that stretch. I'll get that stretch median hypertrophy. I will open up. I will hold that lengthened position for 2 seconds with the whole stack on a pec deck fly, 300 pounds. Next exercise we have for building your chest is cable flies. So just to clarify, this can be different angles. You can do kind of like more mid-chest cable fly, but just cable flies in general, what do you feel about them?
I'm going to give it a B. I think any kind of fly movement, I'm just going to have it slightly below something like the bench press, which I just love so much. It's so easy to progressive overload on. I don't feel that you can get as much muscle development on these isolation exercises as much as you can during these big compound lifts, which obviously is going to disagree, but that's my opinion. I like the exercise, and there's no way I would say don't do it, but if I had to pick one or the other, if I had one exercise I could do for the rest of my life, it's not going to be this one. It's going to be the bench press.
A plus 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 cable flies. I think cable flies are an A plus chest movement for a number of reasons. Number one is those vectors of force and angles. In contrast, let's say a dumbbell fly where you're stacking the joint at the top of the rep, you have vectors of force through the floor, gravity here, elbow, shoulder. You're stacking the joint, you have almost no tension on the chest. Now, conversely, a cable fly, you can selectorize that vector of force, meaning it can come from high, it can come from medium, it can come from low. It can come from the outside, meaning in the middle of the rep, you can still have a lot of contraction in your chest at that middle of the rep. The other thing is with cable flies is allows, number two, the angular vector force. So we can go from low to high, we can go from high to low, hitting mid chest, lower chest, pec minor, upper chest, in a very, very specific manner that's very safe. We are going to move on to the dumbbell, either flat, incline, or decline press. There's dumbbell pressing in general.
Dumbbells, I'm going to have to give it a B rating because I don't, again, it's a slight bias. I don't like it as much. I find it much more easy to get injured. And the weird thing is this. I found it easier to do the bench press than any dumbbell pressing. When I did dumbbells, I found it extremely difficult to get the weights in place. With the amount of weight I could lift, I could probably have done 200-pound dumbbells. I can't get those in place. I could lift a lot of weight. And so do I really want to get injured? Do I want to tear a bicep? And it hurts my shoulder. And for me, dumbbell pressing was always hard on my shoulders. Chest pressing was a lot safer. And so I'd rather do something like with the cables or some kind of a machine, hammer strength and so on, than using dumbbells. And so my opinion is it's still a B. It's still great exercise. But again, when you're at the top, you don't really feel it. It's just like a rest. And so it's not an A, it's a B.
I'm going to give dumbbell pressing a B+. I think that the reason is because ergonomically you can move your hands in whatever way that feels the most comfortable for you. So like unlike a barbell or a Smith machine, you're stuck here. You can rotate, you can come here. It allows you, everybody's built a little differently and has different levels of mobility. And I think dumbbell pressing is a really good medium where you can really just utilize your musculature and your kind of exoskeleton to its maximal potential for pressing modality, because it's just you can really control the weight in any way that you want to. All right, last one we got is the traditional body weight push-up for chest growth. I know a lot of people wake up and they're like, oh, I'm going to do 100 push-ups in the morning. What do you think about push-ups for chest growth?
I really have to say that this is a great exercise for a beginner. not a great exercise for somebody who's in advance. So I'm going to overall give it a C. And I think I'm biased because I can do so many push-ups. At least I used to be able to. Giving it a C. I think it's great to get you into the gym to start. Anyone can do them at home. If you can't do full push-ups, you can go on your knees. If you can't do those, you can go against the wall. But if you're a strong person, if you've been training for a while, push-ups are probably going to be far too easy.
Yep. So I think that push-ups for me, for bodybuilding purposes, are like a D exercise. I think that there's so many better exercises to utilize your time. Sure, you could do like maybe a deficit push-up with tempo. The reason I'm giving it a D from an actual scientific perspective is range of motion. It's a little shorter than I'd like to see. You're going to be limited by, obviously, the floor. The other thing is, a lot of times people push up with their triceps more than their chest. I think it's a better tricep exercise than it is a chest exercise, just because usually you'll tuck your elbows all the way into your sides to get as much, obviously, force as you can. You're not going to like bow the elbow out. You're going to really tuck it in to try to get as many as possible. So I think that's a reason for the obviously there's just the push-up is, it's a great, if you're on vacation and you got no equipment and you want to get a quick pump on before the pool, sure, do some push-ups. But in terms of actually growing your chest over time, get in the gym, do some of these other movement patterns we talked about, progressive overload. That's what's really going to give you more bang for your buck. So that is it for us for the top titty building exercises. That was a fun one. That was so fun. I had a great time battling it out with Coach Greg.
Yeah,
so,
it's fun when you're passionate about something. You can kind
Exactly.
of share and just listen to the other person. What are they going to say? What am I going to say? It's great.
So you guys comment below. I want you to comment one or two things. Number one, are you guys vanilla or Rocky Road? And are you guys in agreement with Coach Greg or Coach Eric, in this case, about which exercises you feel like are the most beneficial in the grading that we did? Put it down below. I'm going to put Coach Greg, Coach Eric. I'm sure Coach Greg's going to smoke me, but that's okay. I'm okay with getting beaten down sometimes because I believe in what I'm saying, guys. I think you would believe it too if you got to train with me.
I think they're going to believe both of us.
I think so.
I think.
So
They're going to want to do the bench press, and they're going to want to do the other exercises as well. I can't see why they wouldn't.
That's true. So if you guys are not subscribed to Coach Greg, please go and subscribe to him. He's probably well over fucking 2 million, probably 10 million at this point by the time we post this video. So I hope you love this. Go subscribe to his page. Please subscribe to my page. I'm going to be putting out so much amazing content for you guys in the coming weeks and months. More collabs, more traveling, more full workouts, more information. So hit that sub button, hit that bell notification. Without further ado, I will catch you guys on the next video.